proclamation. Now, in hopes of not making a mockery of a name, I'm going to get her to come up here herself to give us her full name and discuss everything that we are trying to put together in appreciation of the Gullah Geechee National Appreciation Week.
Good evening, Council. Glad for the and thing like that. She saying we want budget to name and thing like that. The Queen Quet had upon the body of the Gullah Geechee Nation for 100 children up here because you hardly ever crack your teeth like that. I guess y'all would want to hear this Queen Quet, chiefess and head of state for the Gullah Geechee Nation. So I'm very happy to be here. This is only my second time in life being in your county. And my first time was because I was invited last year as an honored guest of the Williams Vineyard to be able to come and celebrate with them. And I know that the proprietor, the progenitor, the founder, he's since passed. But many, many people around the world have watched the video and learned of your county because of the Williams Vineyard. So I'm so happy tonight to be here as Queen with Brother King Divine here from the Williams family, and to be honored by your county that wants to now take part in Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week, which started in 2012. It actually first got declared in the city of Charleston, and then in 2013, numerous towns, cities, and every county in South Carolina except Horry County has participated ever since, from North Carolina down to Florida. So I thought that my journeys were almost over, going up and down all 4 states, when I got an email and said, Queen Quet, can you come to our county council meeting? I was like, when? Like next month? No, next week. Because we now want to also be a part of Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week, which this year begins July 27th. We have a huge launch at Mosquito Beach, which is in Charleston County. And then the entire, it's really 10 days now. The entire celebration goes around to August the 4th. And so we got plenty of things with the gwine on and things like that. We're going to tell who in the yeddi this too often and thinking come yeddi, but who we be from we and the cracky teeth, but the true Gullah Geechee. And so this county, we know a lot of people migrated into from the coastal areas. And so there are a lot of Gullah Geechee people in Kings Tree, a lot of Gullah Geechee people in your county, and we have a lot of love for this county, especially since Hunter Chillin' and act like you ain't a we no more. We're glad. So we're happy that you acknowledge that you're part of us now. We love you for that, and we appreciate it, and I thank you for having me here tonight.
I'm going to read the proclamation. Whereas Williamsburg County, South Carolina, in location of the PD River, South Carolina, where a colony was established in June of 1526, and whereas its founding Africans were brought in to begin the building at that location, and whereas these African people led an uprising in November of that year, which caused the Spanish enslavers to flee the area and return to San Domingo, never to return. And whereas the descendants of these Africans are part of the people who came to be known as the Gullah Geechee, and whereas Gullah Geechee continued to migrate from coastal Carolina into Williamsburg County to establish themselves in the agricultural industry, and whereas the Williamsburg County Muscadine Vineyard and Farm stands as a testimony to these traditions that have been passed down for generation, and whereas the Gullah Geechee Sustainability Plan has been created to sustain the land and the Gullah Geechee culture in such place as this. And whereas Queen Quet, who became the first Gullah Geechee in the world to speak before the United Nations on behalf of the Gullah Geechee, lead the creation of this plan. And whereas Queen Quet co-founded the Gullah Geechee Nation International Music and Movement Festival, along with Kwame Shah of All Mobile Production, and whereas the Gullah Geechee Nation International Music and Movement Festival moves to various parts of the Gullah Geechee Nation and the African diaspora each year to educate the world about the celebrate and to educate the world, and to celebrate the continuation of Gullah Geechee traditions. And whereas the Gullah Geechee Nation International Music and Movement Festival is a accumulation of Gullah Geechee National Appreciation Week, which highlights the living traditions of native Gullah Geechee and the efforts to sustain cultural heritage associated with the land. And whereas a series of activities will take place throughout Williamsburg County to honor the history and legacy of the Gullah Geechee Nation as part of the United Nations Decades of People of African Descent. And whereas Williamsburg County joins in celebrating the lives of the Gullah Geechee that have been left such a rich legacy in our county, state, region, and nation by joining in with a theme this year, Healing the Land and Holding on Culture and Now. Therefore, I, Dr. Tiffany Wright, Williamsburg County Supervisor, the great state of South Carolina, do hereby declare July 27th, August 4th, 2019 as Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week in Williamsburg County, South Carolina.
Thank you, thank you.
I tried to say that again.
Very good job. Anyone who wants to keep up with all the activities, just follow us online at GullahGeecheeNation.com or at Gullah Geechee on Twitter or Instagram. And that way you'll know all the activities from North Carolina to Florida. And I waiting for next year to see what we will do right here. Yes.
Struggling, right?
Well, how Hunter children to do this year? The Queen Quet coming to Hunter from Williamsburg County, South Kakalaki. We right here. I might as well say they must say own the county any, cause the name Williams any. Y'all are looking. Y'all see this brother. Y'all say, well, I know that fella. Yeah, King Divine. Y'all see him on Facebook all the time. And where you see him at? Between them grapevine. Any. Y'all see him out there at the farmer's market and all that kind of thing. We just meet up with some we family right down the road. They were been to the farmer's market and things like that. So you know we got something else we'll grow today, Annie. We grow out this proclamation.
Yes, ma'am.
Annie, so how that feel when we get this here in this county?
I mean, this feel real good because just being a native of Williamsburg County, we always go outside of the county and we always hear how our dialect different from others and how we talk different. And even though our brothers from Charleston always get the recognition of being Geechee nationally, we was wanting our claim to it as well because, as you know, our history is just as still in the Gullah Geechee Nation as just as the Charleston because we all came off that same boat, off that same coast. And as the proclamation stated, the 1500s, we had our uprising and we have our claim to fame in the Geechee Gullah diaspora as far as the rebel, the soul of a rebel, the heart of a revolution. We had that instilled in us as well. So it's very important for us to have our share in our nation of Gullah Geechee, and it's also important for us to have this so the youth after this day to understand that they have a part, and they have a purpose as well. They have a culture. Being Gullah Geechee means that you will come from a people that actually never had their culture totally stripped from them. That means they had their culture. We had it intact. We found ways to keep pieces and traces of our West African roots. Even some of our brothers from the Caribbean islands intertwined that with what we had. We created our own culture here. So it goes to show you the fight that we have here, and that's proud that our youth to be able to attach to that and celebrate that, attach themselves to that as well, because it's their histories now, and now that the county is able to claim it and proclaim it, and the Queen Quet is here to ordain it, we are now blessed to say that we Gullah Geechee, we happy. We be Gullah Geechee.
Anointed people, that's what I'm talking about. You see that? You get them from the mouth right here. And where else on the going to see a king and a queen standing proudly by who we be? We be Gullah Geechee anointed people. Thank you, Williamsburg County. This is their first year joining. We in celebration, but it sure ain't going to be the last because Williamsburg now acknowledge they're part of the Gullah Geechee Nation. So, honey children, follow we at Gullah Geechee and join we for we coming up for celebrate just who we be. Thank you, everybody. God bless you, children.
Peace.